The recording will be available on digitalmarketingexperts.ca under the section webinar. Welcome. We're going to be talking about impacts of AI content creation and the need for authentic and information-rich contents today. My name is Miriam Golubgir, and I am the Chief Amazement Officer of Digital Marketing Experts. I've been in the industry for 18 years, and I have worked with multiple businesses before I started my own business. And then when I started my own business, I've worked with many small to medium-sized businesses that are trying to grow online and capture that audience that's necessary online as well. So today we're going to talk about artificial intelligence and how they've revolutionized content creation. And how important it is that we look at what's being generated and use the data-driven insight to kind of optimize that content as much as possible, but I also understand how that authenticity of the information that's coming through from that generated content is so important. As we all know, thanks to tools like Jasper and Writesonic and ChatGPT, there's a massive rise in AI ad content creation. And these tools, ChatGPT, Jasper, and Writesonic, do generate articles, blog posts, social media content, video script, anything and everything. You can build a presentation, you can write a book using it. There's many things you can do, and they're continuously they're improving in the efficiency of what it does. But at the same time, remember that this particular all of these tools, they do lack originality and make human oversight really important in this. One of the things that happens when we use these tools and we put that information on our website, hold on, I missed a slide. Oh no, I didn't, sorry. When we put that information on our website, that information is coming from a third party that doesn't understand our website. So that means that when you are using these tools to create that information and that content, you should also inform that the ChatGPT or Jasper, whatever tool you're using, why you're using this content. So if you're creating a content for your website, feed that information into the tool so the tool understands the purpose of this content. If you have particular keywords or key phrases or description that you are going to be using, I highly recommend adding that into the content that's being written so that it is actually optimized for your website. One of the things that we always recommend for SEO, for search engine optimization, is Surfer SEO and ClearScope. So both these tools, prior to you writing these contents, what they do is they analyze the keywords of the competitors and kind of tell you how to enhance your content and make it more visible. You can use both of them to create your content if you want to for your search engine optimization, but the way they write it is for search intent. So they're looking for how individuals are looking for your information. However, again, if you're using these tools, you have to educate the tool. So if you're using Surfer Tool or ClearScope, you have to inform it who your target audience is, what's their age group, and what keywords are your best that you use to sell your best-selling products and services. I have a bunch of tools here that I personally recommend. I've used every single one of them. ClearScope is a really good one. It's a content optimization tool. There's a paid and then there's a free version as well. But I think the free version is a trial version. What it does is it helps you get higher search ranking for your products. And a couple of the features are keyword research and optimizing based on how your content is analyzed. Also uses competitors' content to kind of analyze yours against theirs. And it's really good for enhancing any sort of relevance or quality content you want to put out for search engine ranking. Now, Again, educate the tool, let it know who your target audience is and what products you're selling and what's your best product that you're selling. Market Muse is another one. What it does is it audits your existing content and identifies where the gaps and kind of gives you recommendations on how to create any sort of a new content that you want to do. A couple of the features that it has is content briefing, keyword analysis, and competitive research. And in that competitive research, you have to tell it who your top competitors are. If it goes and finds your competitor, it won't be the same, because when I use this tool, I had to pick a geographical location and say, these are my top 3 competitors in this particular geographical location, not necessarily anybody that does digital marketing, because what it does is it will go and pick everybody that does digital marketing and offers similar services as I do. But that's not my actual competitor. So you have to explain that to the tool. Surfer is another one, same concept as ClearScope. What it actually does is just, goes through your every page and optimize based on the data of other top ranking pages. It offers keyword analysis and content optimization, and it does do a SEO audit. This one will require a lot of information about your services, and I would recommend, before you do this, what it does is it actually scans your entire website. But if I were you, I would make sure that I have a clear description of my services and my products on my website before I unleash this tool, because once you do, then it will audit based on exactly what your services and products are. I use SEMrush. Most search engine optimization companies use SEMrush for multitude of tools that are available to it. And they do offer a really good AI-driven SEO tool that helps you come up with keyword research or any sort of a competitor analysis that you are looking for and optimize your content. It offers the same thing: keyword research and site audit and rank tracking. When you look at all of them, SEMrush, it has a free version, but the free version isn't as comprehensive. So I would look at the pricing for SEMrush is quite expensive, but you get what you pay for. Phrase is another one, and again, what they do is they create content. Excuse me, I think somebody should know. They create content and pick certain keywords and then put you up and align you with the search engine algorithms based on high quality content that you create. Personalization is incredibly important. So there's 2 tools that are very big, Persado and Grammarly. It's important to specify who your audience is and kind of make sure you know your users very well. And when you do, tailor the messages that you're trying to send according to that demographic and that target audience you're going after. This is very important. We recently worked with a company that sells cold plunge tubs, and we're under this impression that there were more women between ages of 25 to 34 that are using their product, which was false. It's actually men between the ages of 39 and 55 that are using their products the most. And we had to, go back and change their entire messaging so we can align their messaging to their exact target audience. There's a couple tools for multimedia content. Now, I am not a big fan of AI generated videos. I think it doesn't have any authenticity, and it's if you just need a filler content, it would be fine. But if you're creating a content that represents your brand, your services, your business, your products, I highly recommend. And again, this is a personal opinion. Maybe people will change down the line and they wouldn't care, but I would actually recommend using an actual videographer or even picking up the phone yourself and, using your phone and creating that video. But if you do need, to create any video content that is AI generated, with avatars, I would recommend DALL-E and Synthesia. And both, hold on, I just have to let somebody out. Okay, so both of these tools, they do really well when it comes to creating that storytelling and building that audience trust. But then again, it's all about the type of videos my demographic wants to watch. And, we're dealing with people that are, pretty smart. So I don't know how valuable an AI generated video would be to someone who's trying to buy a product from you. So I would understand if my audience is ready for that, and then I would use these tools. However, one thing you can do is you can provide it with a bunch of high quality images and with DALL-E, and ask it to create a video based on these images and then give it a little bit of emotion if you want to do that. Or if you have a video and you want it to be just, add a few slides into, or sorry, frames into that video, that's an option as well. So let's talk about the need for authentic and information-rich content. And why is that important? Well, there's this thing that Google always emphasizes called EEAT. So that's called experience, expertise, authority, and trustworthiness. So Google favors content that provides a real expertise and trustworthiness. And AI cannot give you that yet. It might down the future. There might be tools that, that are being worked on that are, really good. But AI generated content, for the most part, lack that firsthand experience. It's very, it comes from that place of generalized information. And it's really hard to blend an AI efficiency with a human authenticity. And it's important to think of that before you write any particular, if you write content for your website or for any blog that you're doing, or, I had someone that told me that they're creating all their presentation through ChatGPT, which is fine. I mean, if that works for you, 100%, but you got to make sure that it's done properly. There's another problem with AI, and that's the danger of misinformation. So they can provide you with outdated or inaccurate information. So fact checking is so important with what's being spit out from ChatGPT, and kind of try to maintain that content integrity. I work with a medical business. They sell medical products, and we have two approaches. Number one approach was that we hired an actual blogger to write all the blogs. And they didn't like one of the blogs, and they got somebody, I guess somebody internally to, create something, a replacement for the blog that they didn't like. And it was so obvious that it was written by ChatGPT. ChatGPT has like a format, and the format is very block based, and then always a conclusion at the end, especially if you ask ChatGPT to write a post for you. Now, the information that was in there was the problem. The information was US based, even though the client is a Canadian based company. So you also want to mention the geographical location of people that you're targeting as well when you get your content created on any of these chatbots. User trust and brand reputation is incredibly important to everybody. As a person who shops nonstop online, I do care if the brand has a good reputation. I do check their Google reviews, and it matters to me. I do look at who else has bought from them and what their thoughts are. So consumer value brands that provide honest, valuable, and insight content are the way to go. And authentic content does create that long-term customer loyalty, and it does make your brand to have an authority. So if you are going to continue to use AI, that's fine, go ahead, but spend the next little bit of time teaching that AI what your brand is representing. AI and the role of human creativity. Well, AI has been acceleratingly creating, content, and we do want to add, but the difference is that we add, like, so when I write something, I add emotional and depth and relatability into it. If I'm speaking to you about what I'm speaking to you about, there's this emotion, or if I'm writing it, there, you can feel that emotion. So it's important. Sorry, there's a question. Have you heard of Clutch? If so, what do you think about it in collecting reviews about your business? I have heard of Clutch. It's a fantastic tool. It's very good for businesses that are trying to work with other businesses. So especially in the tech world, we do look at Clutch and see what's is being said about a particular business. So yes, Clutch is a great tool. The only thing with Clutch is that if you do get a bad review or you get a bad response, if you have more than a couple of bad responses, they do look at you and they do investigate why, and you might lose your position in there where you are. So, but yeah, 100% is a great tool to use. I'm gonna go back to this. What you want to do is, this is again, go back to teaching your tools how and what your tone is. So you can tell your tools what your tone is. You do want to, one of the things that I always recommend is, if you do have Grammarly and you are using any sort of a chat GPT or Jasper or any of the AI generating tools, I do recommend writing it, transferring it into a Word document, and then going resetting your Grammarly to match the tone of your brand, and then go through it with Grammarly and correct the sentencing form so that you can create that impactfulness and engagement to that story. Now, I just told you about fact checking, and this is very important. You can use tools like Google Scholar or ResearchGate to see if you can, if the information that's being provided is factual. Factcheck.org and Snopes also help verify the accuracy of the information that's being sent out through ChatGPT, so then, or any of the other tools, and then you can just add that to your website. Now, a couple of the content writing tools that I like to use. I'm a big fan of Grammarly, and I have used Hemingway, but I love Grammarly. I've purchased the I have purchased the highest package with Grammarly. So it's a really good tool, especially if you can use it to reinforce your brand's tone. If you want to write in a particular style, if you're writing in a professional style, an informative style, humorous style, however that your style is, do use Grammarly and do use and Hemingway is the same way. Like it has a lot of good features that you can use. Notion and Evernote are good for organizing research and ideas and making it more efficient. I have used Evernote. It's a great tool. It's not something I would continue to use, but it's a great tool for if you want to take a look at any sort of a writing tools. If you're not comfortable with, your own way of writing. I'm not, so the other thing is that, like, so I am recommending these tools, I am recommending AI, but then when it comes to certain clients of mine, I do recommend using a proper content blog writer who has experience in particular industries. The other thing is that when you do use all of these tools, they're programmed by people and they collect information from the other portions of the websites that are out there. So there's no authenticity in it. If they're talking about if you want something written about a particular industry, or a particular tool set or services that is very specific, these tools will not work for you. So I know this for a fact. The finance world is not a big fan of AI tools because, you know, the information is not, there's a lot of liability when it comes to information that is, you know, shared in the finance world, and all of these AI tools are not 100% there when it comes to providing the right, accurate information. So using the tools that I'm recommending and fact checking and making sure that there's that authenticity, it's actually quite important. Let's look at some strategies to ensure high quality content. So try to combine AI with your human experience. So use the AI for the initial draft and then go through it and read it through. Like I said originally. Let ChatGPT write you that article. Take it back to Grammarly and make sure it's grammatically correct, it has your tone, and it's accurate. And then like it's written properly as far as grammatically is concerned. Then take that information and piece by piece fact check it. And a couple of things that AIs usually don't do is that they don't provide you with a call to action. When you speak to someone, even if you're providing them with information, you kind of want to make sure that you want to ask them to do something for you. If they have a question, they can contact you. You know, think about it as if you're sending an email to somebody. At the end of the email, you either say, I look forward to hearing from you. Please contact me if you have any questions, or something to prolong that relationship. So try to add that into the content that you're creating. Make sure you're leveraging data. Data is important, okay? AI can tailor any sort of a content that you want for the user's preference. As I said, you can tell it, I'm looking for to write a content for someone who is, you know, 44 to 55, male, making $100,000 a year, interested in basketball, has a love for dogs, and loves to eat pasta. You can create that target audience, and because you know that target, excuse me, you know that target, that's your target audience. If you know who they are, tell the system that's who you want to write the content for. So use your audience data to create that relevancy and that authenticity. I am a big believer, as I said, in establishing a very clear editorial process. So I say, write your workflow. What do you want it to say? As I said, put it in ChatGPT, then put it into Grammarly, then fact check it, and then read it through, give it a call to action. And then define like a kind of like a quality guideline to make sure that everything you create moving forward follows that instructions, so that there's that, you know, consistency and credibility in the content you create. I love user-generated content. We call it UGC, and this could be a user testimonial, case studies, any sort of a review of what it is that you're doing. It adds in so much more authenticity. And this is something that you can't necessarily get from AI. This has to come from a real human being. So including as much testimonial and case study as you can, it does make a huge difference in your community engagement to create that trust. Let's talk about a couple of case studies. So I'm going to talk about the New York Times. What they did was they were looking to integrate AI without compromising their journalistic integrity. So they used an AI for data analysis and then topic recommendations. And then they used their audience insight. And then they went back and had a human, you know, report on all of that. So once they did that, the outcome was that there was an increase in engagement and credibility, and AI did help them with the efficiency of the whole project. I use HubSpot, and I personally think HubSpot is very well known when it comes to creating content that is related to marketing, content management, customer management, CRMs. They're really good at providing a lot of good content. So they were looking to scale their content creation without diluting the quality of it. So they use an AI tool to do their keyword research and then content structuring. Okay, not writing, structuring. And then they made sure a human editor crafted the final article. So they just used the AI for the keywords and the structure of that. The outcome was that they improved their search engine optimization ranking and they engaged while maintaining authenticity with their end users. And that's about it. Did you guys have any questions? Well, now that we don't have any questions, I'd like to thank you all for joining. And this presentation will be available on our website with the recording of this webinar. Feel free to download it if you like. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Have a wonderful day, everyone, and hope to see you soon. Bye.